What's up? It's your boy the Canologist. We're going to be doing another code study session OSRS AFK training video. I know I've been doing lives now too now. I'm going to also try and do continue doing what I'm doing, you know, which is like pure RuneScape guides. Pure RuneScape guides, a bit of both, OSRS, AFK content, quest guides. I did some of the diaries. I'm now at 46 thing, rune crafting. So we're getting there. It's getting better. Not perfect, but it is definitely getting better. You know what I'm saying? Today I want to kind of go over a little bit of jQuery, so I'm just like digging around for content pieces to read. So I found some yew trees at the Ectofunis. I'm right here in Port Phasmanius. Last time I was here at the Spider Caves in this patch. This time I'm just going to cut the yews here because there's no competition. Not a lot of people will come to this area. jQuery. I'm creating a jQuery note also on my freeform, so that's something I'm also working on. The context of jQuery, an endpoint refers to specific URL, so let's call it endpoint. Specific URL. On a server, that the client side interacts with. Okay. Just get post, get API, post API, jQuery documentation. Let's check out Stack Overflow. Yeah, this looks kind of like what I'm looking for. Submit function. It's got this $sign syntax, so it makes an AJAX call. jQuery AJAX calls. Used to perform synchronous HTTP requests allowing for you to load data from the server without reloading the web page. Okay, so Load data from a server without reloading the web page. This is good for stateless types of applications, I guess. So like something like a monolith with which has a stateless front end, where you just load data from the back end, allowing you to load data from the server without reloading the web page. Flexible way to interact, so get post, so the standard, I guess, CRUD. Get, post, and then update, I believe, or... Okay. Syntax. We'll say Ajax, $ Ajax. And then we have regular brackets and curly brackets. So this will be name. It's just an object. Okay, I'm just thinking about different scenarios where this would apply to. And at the same time, this guy's almost done cutting the whole inventory. So what's the possible parameters? So type. Specifies the request, post or get. URL. I've seen a lot of the URL ones. Username, XHR. I'm not going to write that. I just want to see the syntax. It's a bunch of shit. So async default is true, specifies if the request is asynchronous. Data type. If modified, request is successful, only gets the response is changed. JSON P callback. Okay, there's a lot going on here. Load content for the geek for geek text. This is a script tag from JS. min.js. script document ready function. Document ready function. Script to use Ajax method. Add the text context. Ready function. So this is some sort of a closure. So it's going document.ready, and then we call a function within this, which causes a function within this context. So let's just go over what a closure is for the team. It's basically a function call within a function call is what I see it as, but function that remembers can access variables from a surrounding lexical environment. So basically, let me share my screen. From its surrounding lexical graph, the scope in which it was created. So even after that environment is finished executing. So basically this is our function scope. And let's say we have y equals 3 up here, and then x equals 3, y equals 3. Within this function scope, what we want to look at is this y equals 3. It's going to take, let's say this is y equals 10. This is just pseudocode, by the way. Let's say print y. I want to get the value. Is it going to be 3 or is it going to be 10? Based on this closure, this is the function scope. It's now scoped to this function block. So it's going to take the y equals 10 value. And it's going to print y, and then you're going to get 10. So that's pretty much it. Then you could do that with functions within each other and all that kind of stuff after. So I'm just trying to see, like, oh wait, it looks like there's some sort of gold in this. Gold ring. Examine. Fucking useless. Okay, anyways. Combination of a function and a snapshot of the variables from its enclosing scope at the time it was created. So for example, you could even pass in values from your scope. So when your function takes in arguments right now, and then it's got, like I just did, a function that has its own variables inside, that's a snapshot. So now it only looks at those variables within the snapshot. Let's look at this. Document ready. So right now this has context from this function. This has context from all of these functions. What I mainly care about is the URL. This. It's still following the name value convention. So I'm going to also label that out here too. So let me share my screen again, and we're going to break down the context. It's basically just an object. It's kind of like fetch, basically. This $sign. So this right here object. And this is key value pairs. So I kind of want to do a syntax versus fetch. So I'm gonna chat GPT that right now. I want to see when to use what and then why we would use one over the other. So for example, here we could specify the URL. I'm going to add this to my notes. What is the correct way to do this? Please set the value of the data type. So what was the thing? So trying to do basic AJAX call hosting from following test on the PHP server. Okay. Web page is its own test. So this is the actual voice bunny is the hosting on the following test server. It was my own test I've already integrated with the VoiceBuddy API, voicebuddy.com developers. So this is the URL that they're making an AJAX call to. They're doing a GET request. So they're trying to get data from this URL. So let me break this down in my notes. So we got AJAX call. I get why people would use PHP with this, because it does kind of follow the $ convention. Example.com, and then I'll just go type. So it looks like it's only taking string types and maybe some numerics in here, unless you get to the success case. Type. This is get. And we want to look at data. What is the data we're getting? Data returns an object. So now we can map the above to this key value pair object AJAX. There's a success and error case built into it as well. Function data, and then alert.data. Okay, and it ignores the error here. It just goes to the request. Unless the error is just a return. Drop all this shit. Check out this peak fashionscape right here. Look at that. Ween mask, dragon, even evil chicken feet, and ring of dueling. No amulet. Just raw dogging it as we go. Now I need data that's printed. How can I get this JSON from another page? Success function data. Alert. Data type JSON. Data type wasn't specified. Another point of using Ajax call setup, setting properties as a string. And that's wrong. Okay, so let's go here. There we go. Key value pairs are optional. But you typically don't set things as a string. He was doing it as a string. And I'm going to follow his advice to specify a data type. Converters, data type, my custom type. So for this, data type is usually JSON, because that's how we pass data back and forth. Number of words. Default can be set for any option. Okay, it depends on, accepts default, depends on data type. Tells the server what kind of response. What kind of response it will accept. Let's go back to this. Using Ajax call setup using properties as a string, it's wrong as a reference. Okay, so this is the corrected. What he was doing is, now I need to set this from web pages code. I've tried many other variations, but I always get an error and never the JSON. It's because he's not specifying for the server to give him back JSON. There's no data type listed here. Whereas his says, okay, give me data type JSON. Now let's go to ChatGPT. I want to analyze Ajax call versus a fetch. So let's just take this arbitrary response. Try to get a deeper understanding of Ajax calls versus fetch. Currently, this is the Ajax code. I mainly want to see the equivalent in fetch and why specifically I would use one over another. And a possible comparison chart. Okay, so here's the fetch equivalent. Okay, so let's write that. I'm going to add this to my notes as well. It's weird. This tablet's not moving my text. Okay, there it is. Let me get my 3 extra wood cutting levels for using this. Okay, let's look at the fetch call. Up close. This is fetch. And then URL, I'm just going to put x.com, and then it goes then catch. So it's using some sort of promise chain. And then we'll compare all 3 methods at the end. But we will continue in the next video. Stay tuned.